This is what a collapsed brake hose looks like. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about brake hoses like this one right here. It's off your typical car or truck. I want to be talking about clamping as well, why you should avoid clamping brake hoses, and what this actually does to the brake hose internally. Speaking of internally, we're going to be talking about how brake hoses are made and how they can collapse by using clamping tools, or maybe not even clamping tools at all, how they collapse from everyday use on your car and truck. So without further ado, let's get going. So whether to clamp or whether not to clamp a brake hose when doing a brake job is an age-old debate. I see either side clamping or not clamping and warning you not to clamp or telling you it's okay to clamp. Rarely do I see anyone talking about the internals of rubber brake hoses like this one here, so this is what this video aims to achieve. Hopefully at the end of the video you can see why you shouldn't clamp and why there may be an instance where it's okay to clamp. So this is a traditional rubber brake hose, that's what most people call them here, and they've followed a similar construction pattern since the early days of hydraulic braking systems. If you look internally here, they're made of three components. There's an inner core which carries the brake fluid under pressure. There's almost like a fabric layer right here, and there's also an outer cover here, all potentially made of three different materials. So the internal core right there that actually touches the brake fluid is made of rubber, but not your traditional rubber. It's more like a synthetic rubber, EPDM. It's used in roofing applications and all different things. The next layer here is a braided fabric or synthetic fiber, often rayon, polyester, aramid, but the purpose of this synthetic fiber layer is to contain the expansion of the inner core under high pressure and prevent bursting. So when the brake fluid travels through this inner rubber core under pressure, there are micro expansions even with this fabric layer right here, but this does help contain that. Lastly, there's the outer cover right here, and this is what you're probably most acquainted with. It's more durable rubber or synthetic elastomer, sometimes EPDM like the core, or neoprene. But the purpose of the outer cover is to protect the inner layers from abrasion, moisture, road grime, and chemicals. This three-layer design dates back to the early use of hydraulic braking systems in the 1930s and 1940s. Even in older cars, you'd often find this general structure, though the exact materials have improved with time. So there are stainless steel braided brake hoses like this one right here. Except this isn't actually from a brake hose, it's from a toilet. But the principle is the same. Now this uses a stainless steel braided outer right here with a protective layer. And internally you will have something like Teflon, PTFE, which carries the fluid. Now when you press on your brake pedal, it gives you a firmer feel on your foot. It's used for professional motorsports applications, performance applications, and things like that. Because this doesn't really expand in any way. So all the focus on your brake pedal can push the fluid in one direction. There's no micro expansion in the brake hose. But this is something we should never use a clamping tool on. We should never clamp stainless steel brake hoses like this one here. So let's talk about some clamping tools like these right here. Now these are very cheap. They're from AutoZone or Amazon, and they're designed to clamp a brake hose like this one here. When we clamp a brake hose, we can work on our brakes, and then we only need to sort of bleed this one brake line. We don't have to take every wheel off the car and bleed the entire system, because air's not going to feed through here, and we're not going to have air in our brake lines. So this is essentially what they're used for. It's the lazy way of servicing your brakes, and they do have a place in your toolbox. These tend to get a bad reputation because what a lot of people do, they'll clamp the brake line like here, like so, slide the locking mechanism along, and then they say, well look, it's barely clamping my brake hose, these are crap, why don't I use my vice grip pliers? I can slide some rubber things on the end here so I don't damage the outer layer of my hose. These are way better, why do I need these? Well, if you look at the cross section of the end of the brake hose here, now we've explained the three-layer system of a traditional rubber brake hose. You can actually see with the tiniest bit of pressure, the inner core is already perfectly sealed closed. Look at that. So now that's closed, and that's before I even have the locking mechanism barely all the way down, you see there. So if I really clamp that down and really move that down there, you can see it's perfectly closed. It's almost crushing it, for example. So this is where the clamping comes into play. Now I see a lot of people using these. You know, they'll say, oh, well, this gap is absolutely huge, they're useless, let's use some of these. They'll, you know, really bite down on there. And they're it's already closed at that point, but then they'll go one step further and really lock it in there. And this is when you start to cause damage to the inner core of your brake hoses. Okay, so what are you saying to me? If I just do a slight little bite on here, I can clamp all my brake hoses, I'll be just fine? Well, no, it depends. And this is where the secret sauce comes in. Now, rubber degrades over time. It doesn't matter if it's special synthetic man-made rubber like this one right here. Rubber degrades, and this is accelerated with a number of things. So the number 1, moisture. Number 2, heat cycles. 3, brake fluid, which is hygroscopic. UV exposure, salt and road grime. As the brake hose ages, the inner rubber becomes less flexible, more brittle, and prone to internal cracking or collapsing, especially when flexed or pinched, which is why a lot of people say don't flex the brake hose, don't put an accidental twist on it when you put your caliper back on, because this accelerates this process. So when should you use a clamping tool when doing a brake job? Should you always avoid it, or only use it when you know your brake line, your brake hose, is brand new? Because it's brand new, certainly it's not going to collapse on the inside. The rubber is nice and flexible, it's not aged, it doesn't have UV damage, right? Well, when doing a brake job, say you're replacing your brake pads, the proper way to do this, you take your old pads out, you have to compress the piston in, but then you're pushing your brake fluid in one direction, or your horrible brake fluid likes to live near the brake caliper. So you don't want to push that into your system, do you? That would be terrible. You would loosen the brake bleeder screw and bleed it out. But when doing a brake job, why not just bleed your brakes anyway? You know, why just isolate to one wheel, clamp it off, just bleed this little section and you're done? It's always good practice to bleed your brakes. And this comes back to the point here. It's kind of like bad medicine, but I always keep them in my toolbox in case of emergency. What if I'm in a rush, I need to do a quick brake job? There's a situation where these just come in handy for that purpose. So the golden rule is, if you have time on your hands and you want to do a good job, you don't need these. If it's an emergency situation and you're feeling particularly lazy, then this is where they come in. That is the use here. But the last thing I want to talk about is the most important thing, which is what does a collapsed brake hose look like and what are the symptoms of this? So the major way in which a brake hose fails here is the internal core or the internal wall collapses. This could be your fault or it could be something more natural. So when the internal wall or core here collapses internally, it's creating a one-way valve effect. Fluid can go in when you press the pedal because it's under high pressure, but it won't return properly when the brake is released. This often leads to brake drag, and your brake pads are almost clamped or semi-clamped on your brake rotor or brake disc. Things can heat up, and when things heat up, brake rotors can warp, brake pads can wear prematurely, and you're going to end up in a whole host of problems. You may notice your entire wheel hub is really hot. You might walk by your car and you get a hot draft on your legs and you think, oh, what is that? This is a very good sign you have a one-way valve effect because you have a collapsed inner wall or inner core of your brake hose. So I've left this clamped for 15 minutes, which could be a respectable time for changing your brake pads and things like that. So I'm just going to remove the clamp from the end here, just like you would when doing a brake job. And now we're done. You can see a little kink in the outer wall here. But if we look right there, you can see the inner core or inner wall is slightly out of round. You can see right there. And this is an early sign you could be heading for an inner collapse here. Now, it's not very obvious. You're going to have brake fluid in there. This can happen over time. But the point is you've weakened your brake line right here, your brake hose. It's no longer a round shape. And it could potentially be a matter of time before this slowly starts to close up. And this is how these things happen. It's not a magic formula. It's not where you use a clamp and, you're just breaking it one day from the next. It happens gradually, but this could be the start of this process. So you see how twisting a brake hose or hanging your caliper from your brake hose when doing a brake job can cause unnecessary flexing, and this accelerates the process I just described before. So the last thing I want to talk about in this video is I'm going to show you what a collapsed brake hose looks like. I'm going to show you the one-way valve effect as well, because this is indeed a collapsed brake hose, which is why I replaced it. Now, most of the problem begins with this section right here. This is called a ferrule. Now, the idea of this ferrule here, however you want to pronounce that, is to prevent excessive whipping of the brake hose or unwanted vibrations when driving. So this piece is mounted to your car. So this is attached to the brake line, nice and secure. This is attached to the caliper, nice and secure. And then this section is mounted to your car. And then when you're driving along, it's nice and secure. Without that middle bit there, you can see how it's doing this. It's causing unnecessary flexing, and we're going to end up with a lot of problems. So this is why this is here. Now, there's a few problems with this section right here. You can see how rust is got in right here. And what that can do is sort of slowly start to grow underneath here. And that causes unnecessary compression on our brake line. And this can also cause our internal wall to collapse, which is what has happened here. And this is accelerated when living in a rusty area, the rust belt, rain, snowy environments, and things like that. If you ever have a collapsed brake hose on your car, don't replace one, replace them all, because guaranteed the others aren't going to be far behind, especially if it's something you didn't do and it's something more naturally that happened here. So before I take a grinder and grind this open so you can see what it looks like internally, there's a couple things to note here. Check your manufacturer to see if there's any recalls on your brake hoses. What can happen is when they put these on at the factory, they choose the wrong size or it's crimped on too tight, causing premature collapsing of the inner wall right here. The second reason is it could be an aftermarket brake hose. Maybe you put it on or you don't know the history of the car, and the same problem I just described exists with the aftermarket one. So there's a couple of things to think about there. Okay, so thanks to the grinder, I've cut this right open here, and you can see the brake hose is completely collapsed internally. You wouldn't normally know that. The reason I knew this because my wheel hub was heating up. I knew there was a problem. I took the brake line off and I just blew down one end. I realized if I blew my hardest, I couldn't get air all the way through here. So I knew there was some sort of blockage here. And this was creating that one-way valve effect I was talking about. So you can see there's a tiny hole here. So under a certain amount of PSI, I was pressing my brake pedal, and that was enough pressure to get the brake fluid down to the caliper. But when I released that brake pedal, the return, the evening out of the pressure, wasn't enough to make it sort of unapply the brake pads to the rotor. So it was causing a one-way valve essentially. But now that's replaced, it's all fixed. But you can see how a collapsed brake hose can look internally. You can see that inner wall is completely, it's almost like it's swollen up here. You can see the synthetic fibers there, and it's almost like it's expanded. Look at that. So even stainless steel braided brake hoses are susceptible to this as well. It's just something that naturally happens. We don't have a material that really exists that, lasts endlessly. It's weatherproof, salt grime proof, and fully protected against all the elements. It's nice with brake fluid. It's just not a realistic possibility, but it is recommended you do change your brake hoses now and then. You can check your service manual depending on the year, make, and model. But this is what a collapsed brake hose looks like. Okay, so I hope you learned something new about brake hoses here, how these clamp works, why they work, but also why you shouldn't necessarily use them, only in an emergency. Trust me, you are better than that. We talked about the 3 layers of the brake hoses right here. And if you want to learn all about brakes or anything else in the car for that matter, removing snapped brake bleeder screws, replacing calipers, brake lines, or anything to do with your car, we have videos on our channel talking about all different things from brakes to engines to coolant to AC and everything else. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have you ever had a blocked brake hose? Let me know in the comments below. What did you think of the video? Also, let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.